Hello, kings and queens. I'm Asian Fly Free, and of course, we have my husband, Antonio, and we are in the marriage hot seat. We're going to give you 4 advice tips on if you want to get married. So, if you are dating, looking to get married, if you are single and you're ready to mingle and find that special someone, and if you are newly engaged, we want to talk to you today about 4 different advice tips that we would like to share with you. Hello, kings and queens. I'm Asian Fly Free, and of course, I have my husband here in the marriage hot seat. If you have not already done so and you are new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe and turn that post notification bell on. Don't forget to hit that like button at the end. So, we're going to be talking about 4 tips on what we would like to give you for advice for those of you that are looking to get married. So, you want to go first, honey?
Sure, I'll go first.
Okay.
My first tip, the first thing that I was looking for that I knew that I wanted is I needed a God-fearing woman. I didn't need somebody out there going crazy, running around just crazy. I needed somebody who had a foundation and a basis in the Lord. And that's what I was looking for. Make sure you know what you're looking for. Don't just go out and I just want to be married.
Right.
Make sure you know what you're looking for, because this is for the long haul. This ain't for a couple of years or this and that. You're doing this for the rest of your life. And I knew for my marriage to succeed, because I know some of the places the Lord had me in, I had to have a God-fearing woman that would understand if I said, hey, the Lord told me to do this. And they'd be like, oh, okay, all right. So one of my main thing was make sure I had a God-fearing woman. What was yours?
So one of my things that I knew that I needed in a marriage, in a partner, in my spouse, is that someone that supported me. So that being said, I needed someone that supported my dreams and was okay with me going to school. I know sometimes in marriages, and I have been in a marriage before, where, going to school and having dreams and having goals wasn't always supported. And I knew that with me going back to school, I had to have someone that also was supporting my dreams. And me and my husband met in school. Yeah. So it was the least likely a place I thought I would find my husband. I wasn't looking. I don't think he was looking. And it was something that kind of just happened, right? But I knew at the time when we did meet, we were friends. Eventually we were friends. And I remember asking you, like, what did you want? We were studying for a test or something like that.
Yeah.
And I asked him, like, okay, what are you looking for? What do you want? And he was like, guess I'm looking to date. I told him no.
Yeah, she did.
I told him no. I wasn't ready to date. I was, just recently out of a marriage. And also, I told him my brother wouldn't allow me to date. And he's a brother, and he actually understood what I meant and why I was saying what I was saying. I think that gave you a lot of respect for who my brother was, because you knew that, I listened to my brother and,
Yeah, I knew how I was with my sister. So
yeah.
I could understand her saying, hey, my brother got to meet you first, and we not to that point. I could understand that, and I was willing to bide my time and wait.
Yep, and he did. So, that being said, my thing is, one of the things that was really instrumental to me in my life was I needed someone that was going to support me. I needed someone that was okay and secure in himself to know that me going to school, me finishing my education was not going to be a threat to him. It was not going to be something where, we wouldn't be able to still be married and still, stick with each other. Because sometimes people are afraid of where you're going to go, where you're going to climb in success, because they're afraid ultimately of you going higher or you just knowing who you are. And a part of who I am and a part of who he is in our marriage is that we're very understanding and supportive of each other. And we also put God first in our lives. So that's with both of us. We put God first in our lives. and we're both God-fearing, and we support each other in our dreams. So, what's your next thing? What's your next advice you would like to tell them?
My next thing was I did not, under any circumstance, want a party girl. I did not want a party girl. I had been there, done that. Somebody that's at the bar. I'm not saying there's something wrong with meeting somebody at the bar. I'm not saying that. But somebody who's at the bar and has to be at the bar every weekend, rain, sleet, snow, shine, or hell, they got to go to the bar and, I got to go. And I didn't need that. Yeah. What I wanted was somebody that had values. Not saying that they didn't. Not saying that somebody go to the bar don't have values. But I wanted somebody who had values and had things that they wanted to do besides go to the bar every weekend. I wanted somebody who wanted to further themselves in education. I wanted somebody who had children or who loved children. Yeah. And I found all that in class with her. I already knew she had children. She talked about them every class period.
We did. I did.
That was one of the major things I didn't want was a party girl because I had been there before. I knew where the road ended with party girls. What happens once I decide I don't want to go to the bar every weekend? Are you going to go to the bar by yourself? And that just breeds contempt. So I knew I wanted somebody that I could love freely, they could love me freely, and I didn't have to worry about them running to the bar every weekend. Yeah. So what was your last one?
So before I go to my last one, I just want to make a quick comment. I was not into going to clubs by this time. I was not into going out. And like he said, there's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that at all. But for our personal preference, you have to know your partner. You have to know what you actually are looking for in a relationship. And it's okay to meet people at different places. But for us, our personal preferences actually match. Because I didn't want someone that was in a club. I didn't want someone that had to go to the bar and was tell me, baby, I'm going to the bar this weekend with the fellas. Like, I was over that stage in my life. And that's just something I just didn't want. And so both of us actually had the same preference. That was something, you didn't tell me that. And I never told him that. Yeah. But that was something that we both knew once we got to know each other, that was something that we didn't do. Yeah. He was more family oriented and so was I. So my last thing, which is my first thing, one of my first things, right? My last tip to you all is if you have children already and you're looking for someone in a relationship and you're looking for that partner to marry, make sure that person loves your children. So for me, there was no ifs, ands, buts about it. The person that was going to marry me had to know that they had to also love my children, know how important my children are. And I found that in my husband. He accepted my children. He knew I went through a divorce. We are from a blended family. And how do you actually know if a person is for your children? I watched him and how he was with his son. He had one son when I met him, and he was an awesome father. And I saw that he wasn't abusive, not verbally, not physically, not mentally abusive to his son. That's important to me as a mom because I already had children. I did not want someone that was physically abusive, verbally abusive, mentally abusive, you could not be abusive at all, not towards myself and not towards my children. So that was something that I found in my husband, and I thank God that was something that, the Lord blessed me with. That's how I know that we're soulmates. I know a couple of reasons why we're soulmates, but I'm just saying that is one of the reasons why I know that we're soulmates, because he accepted me and my children.
Yes, I did. I have never to this day, we've been married 10 years, going on 11?
10 years. Married 10 years.
They have never been my stepchildren.
Never.
They've always been my children. Yeah. People at work used to say, well, you know what, I've never heard you call them stepkids. Like, because they're not my stepchildren. They're my children. From the day I met her, the first thing I made sure of when she finally did introduce me to the children, when I finally got a chance to meet them, was I had to identify whether or not I could love them as strongly as I loved her. Yeah. And my motivation moved off of her and moved to the kids. I wanted to know the kids. I wanted to See how they work. You know, as coming into a almost blended family, or on your way into a blended family, you have to get to know the children first. You have to respect the children and get to know how they feel and what they think, and you move on from there. And I came to the family. I got to know each child individually, and then I decided, hey, yes, this is something I can handle. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, so 4 tips and advice that we would give people that are dating, those of you that's newly engaged, those of you that's looking to be married is, 1, for me, I needed someone that supported my dreams and my goals and was okay with themselves, that they were not afraid to allow me to seek my goals and my dreams, and actually supported me. And the other thing was, because I already had children, I needed someone to also love my children and accept my children.
And my goals were find a God-fearing woman and find a woman who wasn't a hood rat, a party animal. And just one more quick note to ladies and to men. Yeah. Don't be in a rush to introduce somebody to your children.
That's right.
My wife waited, it was like 3-4 months, it seemed like, before I met her children. And not only did it take that long for me to meet them, it took that long for me to just find out their names, find out what sex they were. Yeah. At one point, I had to say, hey, okay, I know you got kids. Do you mind telling me their name? And that's something I was really proud about, and I was really happy with her on. She didn't just rush to introduce me to her children. Only reason I did meet them when I did, and I met the oldest boy first, was because we were studying together. And she had told him to come down and check on us, check on her while we were studying, which was something I could respect. And I knew what was going on. So I just laughed and snickered. All his questions I answered. I engaged him in conversation. So don't be in a rush to introduce your kids to someone that you're just meeting, or you are potentially going to date, someone that you think is going to be your significant other. Let them earn the right to talk to your kids and to know your kids.
Yeah, good point. Thank you so much, honey, for that. That is so awesome that he said that, because it's so true. Sometimes we allow people to meet our children too quickly. And that's something that, sometimes it's met with hardship. So that's good advice. Please make sure that you're taking the time to give yourself enough time to meet each other, know each other, and learn each other first. And even when he asked me what my children's name is, I asked him why. Why did he want to know? And he's like, I just want to know, when you're talking about your children, who are you talking about? And so that led to one topic to, other questions that I further asked him before I even gave him their name. So that being said, thank you so much for joining us today in the Marriage Hot Seat. And we will see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe and also hit that post notification bell. I'm Agent Fry Free. Don't forget to spread your wings and fly.